So today we will discuss about our environment and our concern. Our environment and our concern. What is the meaning of our environment and our concern? Means here where we live. So the dwelling place of an organism, the dwelling place means nothing but the living place of an organism which makes them comfortable. It is called nothing but a place of environment. So a living place of an organism which makes them comfortable. So whether these organisms need food, shelter and mate. If these three are available for them to live comfortably, that is called as environment. So environment can be defined in another way. It is a physical, biological factors. It is physical and biological factors along with chemical interactions. Chemical interactions which affect living organisms. So we can able to define this as it is a place of physical factors, biological factors along with the chemical interactions which affects the living organism's life. For example, in one area food is not sufficient. At that time the animals or the organisms move from one place to another place in search of food. If all these resources are available in one place only, at the time it is called as a particular environment. And study about these environmental factors is called as ecology. Study about the animals' interaction with the environment, it is called as ecology. What is called ecology? Study of organisms with relation to environment. With relation to environment, it is called ecology. And who studies about these organisms in the surroundings, they are called as ecologists. Now in our environment, what are the factors that plays a major role? So there are two factors which are present in the environment called as biotic factors and abiotic factors. Biotic and abiotic. What are called biotic factors? In the name itself it is there, biotic, which have life. Bios means life, living organisms. So biotic factors means which have life. The factors which have life, plants, animals, human beings, microorganisms, all come under the biotic factors. Abiotic factors does not have life, but these abiotic factors also plays an important role for the biotic factors also. Take an example of air, water, sunlight, humidity, temperature, etc. comes under the abiotic components. So biotic components, abiotic components. Understood? For example, in one place biotic components are present as well as abiotic components are present. These two are interacted to live the independent life. Indirectly or directly, biotic factors are depending upon the abiotic factors also. Take an example, best example, plants we take. we can say plants are called autotrophs. How can we say that plants are called autotrophs? They can prepare their own food by utilizing of what? By utilizing of air, water and sunlight. They are depending directly on the abiotic components also. So the interaction between the biotic components and abiotic components makes an environment. In the environment, importance of biotic components, importance of abiotic components are present. Whenever we come under this environment, it consists of number of living organisms, and some are producers which can produce their own food. They produce their own food. All plants and some bacteria, these are all called producers. All plants and some bacteria comes under the producers. They not only prepare their own food, they also form as food to the other organisms also. So directly or indirectly they are depending on abiotic components. In the presence of sunlight, they are preparing their own food in the process called as photosynthesis. Then we come to the heterotrophs. These heterotrophs, producers also called as autotrophs. These heterotrophs, directly or indirectly, they depends upon other organisms. You understood? Here only heterotrophs are present. For example, we are heterotrophs. We cannot prepare our own food. One student is depending upon only plants only because he is a vegetarian, pure vegetarian. Another student is a non-vegetarian. What the vegetarian says means, I am depending only plants only. I am only depending upon biotic component plants only. I am not depending on other organisms, he said. Is it right? Right? Okay, you said right. Okay, next. Non-veg fellow is there. He said that I am depending upon only flesh of the organism. I am carnivore. I am not related to plants, he said. Is it right? No. You said no. First one of you said yes. It is not related to other organisms. Okay. So here the person who is depending upon plants, how the plants are getting the food material? Through abiotic components also, as well as some of the microorganisms also, as well as some of the dung of the cattle also, as well as some of the microorganisms present in the soil also. So directly or indirectly we are depending upon both autotrophs and heterotrophs. Though the person who is consuming only plants, indirectly he is depending upon the plants also. Whenever the animal dies, the dead body of the animals, they decomposes. They forms into some of the substances which are useful for the plant growth. The dung of the cattle, useful for the plant growth. The nitrogenous waste material released by us also used by the plant growth. So directly, if you are not depending on directly, indirectly we are depending on. Another, depending upon the only animals. If he is eating animals, that animals are depending upon the autotrophs only, no? So whatever it may be in the environment, we have interaction between the biotic components and abiotic components. For this, we will discuss about what are called food chains, how the food chain makes an ecosystem. So what is called a food chain? And what are the components which are present in the food chain? Food chain is nothing but the relationship between the living biotic and abiotic components through their food. The relation between living organisms through their food. One organism is depending upon another organism. Another organism is depending upon another organism. Today what you ate? means dal, from plants. Anybody ate chicken, mutton? No, I ate chicken. So I ate chicken means nothing but flesh. So we are all human beings. Directly or indirectly, we are depending upon both plants as well as animals also. And here in the food chain, the relation between the living organisms through food. Relation between living organisms through their food. It is called a food chain. It is called a food chain. Always the food chain starts with, the base of the food chain starts with producer only. Plants. Always the food chain starts with the producers. And here, that depend upon the number of organisms which are present in the food chain, depend upon the availability of food, availability of water, availability of mating. So many food chains are there around us. In that, some are few living organisms are. In some, more living organisms will be. That depend upon the producers. If the producers are more in number, the level also increases. Primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, top carnivores. So levels also increases. If the producers are less in number, the levels also decreases. Then what is called ecosystem? Number of food chains together called an ecosystem. Number of food chains together called an ecosystem. Now first one example you will take in a food chain. First we take a pond ecosystem. First ecosystem. What is called ecosystem? The term ecosystem coined by the scientist called A.G. Tansley. A.G. Tansley. The scientist called A.G. Tansley first coined the term ecosystem. It has taken from the word called as ecological system. The word ecosystem has came from the word called ecological system. And simply we are calling the ecological system as ecosystem. And types of ecosystem. So I'll write as a mind map. Okay, you completed this one. So ecosystem divided into terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial and aquatic. Terrestrial means which lives on land. Which lives on land. Aquatic means lives in water. Lives in water. Terrestrial ecosystem once again divided into forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem, mangrove ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem is divided into freshwater ecosystem, marine water ecosystem. Marine water means seas and oceans. Salt water. Freshwater ecosystem, ponds, lakes, rivers, well, streams, pools. Another ecosystem is there, estuary ecosystem. Estuary. Estuary ecosystem. What is estuary means? Where the river water mixes with the salt water. A place where the two waters, one is the salt water, one is the fresh water, mixes. Here the concentration of salt will be more than the river water, less than the salt water, estuary. Okay. We complete this one. Shit. Failed. Okay. First we will come to the terrestrial ecosystem. So terrestrial. In the terrestrial ecosystem, first we will go for first pond and grassland. Pond ecosystem, grassland ecosystem. Here in an ecosystem, the first place occupies by in the pond ecosystem aquatic plants. In the pond, next insects, next frogs, snakes, eagles. Same as it is in the grassland ecosystem, plants, grass, grasshopper, frog, snake, eagles. So pond ecosystem comes under the aquatic. It is an aquatic ecosystem. It is a terrestrial ecosystem. In this, which one are called producers? Plants. Grass also a plant only. Aquatic plants also plants only. So plants called producers. And those depend upon plants, they are called as primary consumers. Primary consumers. Next, secondary consumers. Next, tertiary consumers. And top carnivores. Now are written from the top. And it is mentioned as a pyramid. It is called as ecological pyramid. So ecosystem is mentioned as a pyramid, as ecological pyramid. The scientist called Charles Elton. He designed pyramid shape for ecosystems. How they are means like this pyramid. The base of the pyramid always starts with the producers. Next, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, and at last top carnivores. Who given this? Charles Elton. So pyramid, the shape of the pyramid to the ecosystem is given by the scientist Charles Elton. And who given the name ecosystem? A.G. Tansley. The scientist called as A.G. Tansley has given. Now Charles Elton has divided these pyramids into three types: pyramid of energy, pyramid of biomass, and pyramid of number. So what are those means? So pyramid of numbers, pyramid of biomass, and pyramid of energy. Pyramid of energy. So three types. Pyramid of number means the number of organisms present in each trophic level. These are trophic levels: producer one trophic level, primary consumer another trophic level, secondary, tertiary, and top carnivores. The number of living organisms present in each pyramid. Here in this pyramid, as we go to the up to the pyramid, as we climb to the pyramid, the number decreases. As we come to the pyramid, down to pyramid, the number increases. Producers are more in number than primary consumers. Primary consumers will be more than secondary. Secondary will be more than tertiary. Tertiary will be more than top. In this, which is having a least number? Top carnivores have least number. Which have more number? Producers have more number. It is called as pyramid of number. What is called a pyramid of number means the number of living organisms present in each trophic level. Next, pyramid of biomass. Bio means living organisms, mass means weight. The weight of the energy, the weight of the organisms present in each trophic level. It is called as biomass. If the plant dies, they are degraded, they are decomposed. Animal dies, they are degraded and they are decomposed. And all this enters into the ecosystem only. So that much biomass, that weight of the dead organisms which enters into the soil, it is called as a biomass. It is called pyramid of biomass. Pyramid of energy. The energy which transfer from one trophic level to another trophic level. In the producers, more energy will be. More energy is transferred to primary consumers. From primary consumers, another energy enters into the secondary consumers. At last, least energy will be. Least energy will be to the top carnivores. For example, in a pond ecosystem, if we take 1000 kilos of fish will be. In that 100 kilos of fish will be eaten by the primary consumers. 10 kilos of fish eaten by the secondary consumers. 1 kilo only for the tertiary consumers. Means those who are present at the top will get less energy of food. We are there, we are called tertiary consumers. We are, because we are depending upon plants as well as animals. All we entered into a, for example, what we call Raitu market is there, no? All human beings entered at a time into Raitu market. All are there, vegetables, fruits, fish, meat, everything is there. And first they will prefer non-veg. First non-veg will be completed. Those who are strong, they will get 2 kilos, 3 kilos also. Those who are weak, they will get half kilo, kal kilo also they will get. Means here the least energy got by the top carnivore. Vegetables are there. Most of them, they won't touch vegetables. At the time, more vegetables will get. Means producers to primary consumers. Herbivores are getting more. As the number decreases, to the one trophic level to another trophic level, the energy increases also. It is called as pyramid of energy. The energy to transfer from one trophic level to another trophic level, it is called as pyramid of energy. And according to the food chain, one living organism may depend upon different living organisms. Different living organisms also form as food for one living organism. In a forest ecosystem, you take plants are there, small trees, herbs, shrubs, big trees are there. Herbivorous organisms are more in number, different types of herbivores. All they depend upon plants, not only deer, cows, buffaloes, goat, sheep, everything they are depending upon. Herbivore completed, carnivores, tiger will be, lion will be, cheetah will be, jackal will be, wolf will be, fox will be, and what we call hyenas will be. They are also depending upon herbivores only. They are called, comes under the secondary consumers. Tertiary lion, tiger, they are secondary consumers. They are depending upon jackal, fox, etc. So as we go up to the pyramid, the number decreases, the energy also decreases. As we come down, the energy increases. You understood now? So what is called food web? Food web. Do you know what is called a web? Web means, you know, spider will stitch webs, no? Connection to one another, connection to one another. Like that here also, one organism is interconnected to another organism. One plant may be eaten by different animals. That different animals are eaten by another different animals. That animals are eaten by other animals. Like that, through the food chain, through the food, all the interactions takes place. Now we are 5 members, 6 members are there. We have different food habitats. Means here it is a food web. She ate dal, you ate another one, she ate another one, she ate another one, she ate another one, I ate another one. So within 6 members only, we are depending upon different organisms. But all these comes under the producers only. This is called as food web. One living organism may form as food to different living organisms. Different living organisms also form as food to the single organism also. Tigers are present in one area. Deers are there. Wild buffaloes are there. Bisons are there. And small rabbits are there. Wolves are there. First, lion and tigers, they will attack deer. If deers they can't able to catch, means they depend upon wild another animals. If they not, means small organism, a hare, a rabbit they will catch. Here one organism is depending upon different organisms for their food. All organism are form as food to the one organism only. If it is available, I will eat you. If you are not available, I will eat her. If she is not available, I will eat this girl. If not, I will eat this. If not, I will eat that. If not, I will eat all at a time, depending upon the availability of food. In a group of deer, one deer may run fast, one deer may run slow. So tiger will chase which type of deer? Which runs slow only it will chase first. First it will try for a fast one. It can't able to catch, means then it will turn to a small one. But they too belongs to same species only. Deers they are. Here tigers. And along with the tigers, jackals are there, foxes are there. For tigers, for jackal, for fox, for bear, for other organisms, deers are food. Means one type of living organism forming food to the different types of organisms. And different types of organism depending upon only one type of organisms. You understood now? So this is called a food web. Next.